from them. The other thing that I would suggest is to avoid child-parent relationships with persons. That is, child-parent relationships have an inherent negativity in them once we have gone beyond the age of 18. Because from that point on, whenever we're playing the child, we feel suppressed, we feel lack of freedom, we feel negativity towards the other person. And whenever we get into the role of the parent, we begin to advise, to accuse, to demand of the other person. And these two this is not equality. The child, in transactional analysis, we have the parent, the child, and the adult. And so when we're communicating with someone as a child, we draw out his parent towards us. And we create this relationship in which one is more responsible than the other, one is higher than the other, one is seeking affirmation from the other. And the same when we get in the role of the parent, we put the other in the role of the child, and then he's not responsible, he's not taking responsibility for his life, not doing what he needs to do. And what we need is adult to adult. Adult to adult. So try to avoid, when we see ourselves getting either into the role of the child in relationship to someone or the role of the parent, to see that and to work on freeing ourselves from that, and to relate to this person on an equality level, adult to adult. Another thing which will help is to discriminate between the other and his behavior. This is very important also for children, for everyone, because everyone is in reality a child. And that is, I love you, I accept you. What is unacceptable to me is this particular behavior. To make this distinction, it's this particular behavior which upsets me because it stimulates my programming or my belief which says that this is wrong, or that I am in danger, or that I am demeaned when this is happening. But to make this distinction in our mind and make this distinction to the other person verbally. Explain to him that it's not you that I'm rejecting. I don't have a problem with you as a person, but your behavior, this particular behavior, is a stimulus which triggers off my programmings. It pushes my buttons. And my beliefs are these, and my emotions are these. We will learn how to do that. Maybe we won't learn how to do that this year. We'll see if we'll have time. In the effective communication seminar. Also, it will help to remember and to realize our own faults. It's important, because otherwise we take a condemning attitude towards other persons. And when we remember our own faults, as Christ said, let he who has never sinned throw the first stone, and they all just walked away, this will be helpful in having a feeling of understanding towards the negativity or irresponsible behavior of other persons. That is, we are not without faults. We can understand how easy it is to be weak, how easy it is to be negative, or how easy it is not to be responsible, to get sucked into some kind of negative behavior or irresponsible behavior ourselves. And we're not perfect. And that realizing that will generate within us a compassion and understanding for the person. And also to put ourselves in his shoes. Put ourselves in his position. Just try to imagine, I am this other person. How do I feel as being this other person? What are my beliefs? What are my emotions? What are my needs as this other person? We have a technique which we use in the effective communication seminar, in which we ask each person to make a list of questions that he has for a person with whom he does not have a very positive relationship. And then, after they've made up the list, we give them the list and we ask them to answer the questions which he has written to the other person. And at first everyone says, well, how can I answer these questions? But inevitably, all, if not, let's say 95% anyway, are able to answer these questions and gain a great deal of insight into what is going on in the other person. An insight which we don't want to have because it doesn't serve our purposes at this point, because it's much more convenient for us to say this other person is at fault. And then we justify ourselves. So a very useful technique also would be, if we're in contact with a person who has negative types of behavior, is to try to put ourselves in his or her position and see, what am I feeling which is causing me to react in this way? Every being is an incarnation of God, is a divine incarnation. For him to react in that way must have a problem. There's no other explanation for his behavior except that he has some kind of problem. And if I put myself in his position, it would be much easier to be able to understand and to help him get free from his problem. Another thought which is helpful is a thought which you've said frequently, and that is that life is a school. And that each person that I meet is my teacher. And that's also the persons whom I have close relationships, but also the taxi driver and the grocer and every person that I meet has something to teach me, either through various positive qualities which he or she admits, and then I see something which stimulates me to develop that quality, or through various negative reactions which cause me to find within myself a sense of power or clarity or forgiveness or love in that situation. Another thought, one last thought, is that life is in reality a dream. What do I mean by that? When we dream at night, we dream that someone is chasing after us and our heart is beating, and we experience the adrenaline of running. And then we wake up and we realize that we were not that person who was being chased. Or we have a dream in which we are the king, and we have harems, and we have money, and we have whatever we want to have, and we wake up and realize that we were not him either. That is, it becomes a dream the moment we wake up. As long as we're in the dream, we believe it. And our body believes it, and our mind believes it, and our whole being believes and experiences that reality as if it is true as this reality that we're experiencing now.